What's up, everybody? Sorry about that little technical difficulty there. And I apologize in advance if you hear the dogs going crazy here in a few minutes. Obviously, today, if you're in America or anyone around the world that keeps up with America, you know that there was a tragedy yesterday. Charlie Kirk um, was killed. He was shot at a political event at a university in Utah. I wanted to take this time to send my condolences to his family, his friends, um, anyone that was a supporter of his. Um, Here's what I would like to say. I did not agree with probably anything Charlie Kirk said. Um, I find myself politically different than a lot of people, but I didn't agree with a lot of what he said. Um, Having said that, I would never wish death upon anyone because we don't believe the same thing, because we don't align politically. Um, I will not cheer for anyone losing their life, and I find it really repulsive for others to do so, regardless of what people have said. While it may be ignorant, while it may be misinformed, no one should lose their life over their opinion. Um, and the last thing that I'll say is this: everyone has a right to an opinion. I think where we get into trouble as society is we think that everyone has to agree with our opinion, and we tend to demonize others when they don't. This happens throughout society, not just politics, but in wrestling. My gosh, to bring it back to wrestling, but everyone can have an opinion. If you're the person with the opinion, just know not everyone has to agree with you, but it doesn't give anyone the right to be violent against you. Um, I hope that at some point we can, as a world, put some of our hatred, our biases, and our judgments to the side and bring back our humanity because I feel like that's sorely lacking these days. So I just want to take a couple minutes and say that. Also wanted to um, also wanted to um, remember 9/11. It's been 24 years since September 11th, 2001, a day that changed the world, really. Um, and it's hard to believe that it's been that long. It feels like it was not long ago, and then sometimes it does feel like it's been a long time. So, still, the families and friends and everyone affected by 9/11 and everyone who lost someone in those attacks, my heart goes out to you. Um, and just continue to honor the memory of those that we lost. Um, all right. So I know that's a heavy way to start a TNA stream, but we're going to start it. We're going to transition into this as best we can. I may have folks joining me tonight, may not. Um, Brandon, I hope that we can get into that on Sunday because I have a lot of thoughts about it and might even be a part of a grievance. Looks like we're getting to start out the show. Looks like we're getting Moose up against AJ Francis. Um, Moose making his way down to the ring right now. Um, yeah, so WrestleMania news. The Cliffs Notes version of what I think, Brandon, is that I think it's an absolute travesty that the UK didn't get a WrestleMania before Saudi. It shows me that TKO is just trying to cash in and is all about money. Um, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not going to watch their product, because I will. Because partly because we do this and partly because my kids love it. Um, but I'm not real happy with that. So, yeah, I mean, not to say that they're not deserving of one, but I feel like if anyone deserved one first, it should have been the UK. Uh, just my just my observation there. AJ Francis now making his way down to the ring. Let me know, folks in chat, who you got in this one. Do you have Moose or do you have AJ Francis? Yeah, I mean, that's very true, Derek. Anyone acting shocked by the Saudi news has been living under a rock. Yeah, it was coming. I mean, we knew it was coming, but I just feel like they should have been the UK first. But that's just me. Uh, we're getting some folks in here. Derek saying Moose. Moose says James Chadwick, that Joe Hendry spot on Tuesday was funny. I did see a clip of that. Barry Monkey said, I'm annoyed with WWE Speed Tournament. They brought in wrestlers from other companies and knocked them all out in the first round. That's ridiculous. Another thing that's ridiculous. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, but that's ridiculous, Barry Monkey. That's it. That is annoying. Bonus baby, didn't they just have a pic of Triple H with the British Prime Minister holding a tiny WWE belt? Yeah, I mean they were over there, so I don't know, man. It's ridiculous. Mustafa Ali coming down to the ring right now, flanked by those Secret Service members. John Kessler, where's Rich Swann? I have Moose winning, but I sent shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, you always got to keep your head on a swivel when it comes to First Class and AJ Francis and Rich Swann, and they have Trick Williams in the fold too, although I don't think Trick is going to be trying to show up anytime soon. We'll just say that. What's up, Bonkers? Saying Moose. Hey, Brandon Barnes. Yeah, thank you all so much for joining. Let me scroll through real quick. Derek, Dylan, James, Brandon, Barry Monkey, El Juggalo, John Kessler, Barry Monkey, Brandon Davey, Hassan. Let's see who else we got in the house. Bonkers, like I just said, Melissa, Brandon Barnes, Jason Stauffer. Thank you all so much for joining us. Brandon Barnes saying, I got Moose in this match. Derek saying, at this point, WWE is so greedy. If I had enough money to hold Mania, for real. And I'm not defending WWE when I say this, but I don't think it's so much WWE as it is TKO. I don't think WWE has a choice. I think TKO is saying, this is a cash cow. We can make a lot of money off of this. Let's do that. I mean, I even saw something earlier about them increasing ticket prices. And it's like, well, if you increase them anymore, then, I mean, I don't know who you want to come to your shows, but it won't be me. So, yeah. Brandon Barnes saying, I got Moose in this match. James saying, Jeff, I sent you something on IG. Okay, I'll take a look at it. I definitely want to see that, though. First look at Mark Henry in WWE 2K25. I definitely want to see that for sure. So I want to ask this. How's everyone doing this week? How's everyone's week been? Just want to check in with all of you, make sure you're okay. Let you know that you got family. This has been a difficult week on many fronts, but just know that you're surrounded by friends and family in this chat and in this community. So this is a safe space, and just want to lay that foundation there. So hopefully everyone's doing okay as best you can this evening. Um, Moose throwing AJ Francis into that ring post. That's good to hear, James. Glad you're doing okay, my friend. Glad you're doing okay. We'll get to all the food and all that stuff in a little bit, but I just felt like what I discussed earlier was most important, more important than starting somewhere else. Derek, good man. I'm doing okay. It's been a week, man. It's been a tough week. I'm gonna be a little vulnerable for a minute. This week in particular is always tough for me because my mom's birthday was on Tuesday. My dad's birthday is on Sunday. It's cool when you're a kid and you have parents and you get to celebrate two birthdays within a week, less than a week. You get all the cake and all that stuff. But when you're an adult and you're at this point where you don't have your parents anymore, it makes it difficult, and it's a difficult thing to process at times. But you try to remember the good times as best you can. Um, so yeah, Barry Monkey. It was odd the way the system basically turned face overnight. Yeah, and the crazier thing about it to me, Barry Monkey, was the fans actually went right in line with it. It was like just a flip, the flip of the switch, and they did it. So um, let's see. Brandon said I'm doing good, except for a cold I'm trying to get over. Well, hopefully you feel better soon. Same to you, James. Hopefully you feel better soon, brother. Starting to be fall in PA, says Brandon. Sosa, what's up? How are you? Good, Brandon. Hopefully you're doing. Glad you're doing well, Brandon Barnes. James's mom, uh, her birthday is in 12 days. Happy early birthday to her, James. Happy early birthday to her. She has an awesome son who I consider a brother from another mother. So happy early birthday to your mom. Bonus, baby. This day has so many memories for me. Not only 9/11, but 9/11 2001 was the first time I went for a parole hearing when I was locked up. They told me to come back in 3 years. My goodness. Wow. Well, bonus, baby, I'm just glad that you're on this side of the walls. And glad you're doing well. Glad you're doing better. Love having you here, man. Please know that. Brandon said, I know you didn't really watch. I know you don't really watch AEW. I actually do. Um, but did you see the clips from last night, including Daniel Garcia joining the Death Riders? I did not see that. I have not seen it this week. I don't get a chance to watch it live very often, if at all. So most times it's 2 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep, or 1:30, or whenever my body decides to wake up and do what it does. But I watched then, so I'll probably watch that this evening. So, or after this morning, well, tomorrow morning rather, after TNA goes off. Yeah, there is football tonight, I believe. Let me look and see who it is. Brandon, let me see who we got here. We got some college football too, but we've got the Commanders going up against the Packers, which should be a good game. So if you are doing double duty and watching football and TNA, please, please, please keep us posted on the game because I can't keep track of it. All right, folks. So I said this earlier. We're going to do this, even though I feel like we're going to be coming back from break in a minute. But please let me know, what did you have to eat today? What's on the menu for you? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever you had. Please let us know what it was and make everybody else hungry and share with the class. Sean Rousseau, hello, Jeff. I hope you're doing good. I got Moose winning. September is also a hard month for me. Lost my dad 26 years ago on the 2nd. Yeah, man, I'm so sorry, Sean. I'm so sorry, man. It's that's why I said what I said earlier, though. You're amongst family and friends here. This is a safe space. Hopefully, it's an escape. Hopefully, we have a little bit of fun throughout the evening and kind of distract one another from everything that's going on and just have fun this evening as best we can. So, oh my God, are you serious, James? Yikes! Yikes! Yeesh. Reminds me of the Terrifier scene. If you haven't seen it, I'm not explaining it. So, maybe later. Chicken and rice, says Brandon Davy. Spam fried rice, says Barry Monkey. Uh, James's comment speaks for itself. I don't feel like I need to read it or elaborate. Bonus Baby said Washington at Green Bay. I took the Commanders straight up. Also, there's HBCU game on Clark Atlanta. Has fire red turf. Ooh, I haven't seen that. I need to go check it out. James had ham salad. Sean Rousseau got steak and cheese from Subway. That sounds good. Leftover pizza from deli section of Walmart and a zero sugar Monster Energy, says Brandon. Chicken parm sandwich and salad. That sounds delicious, John. Melissa says fajita nachos. Keep those coming throughout, folks. Share with us. I had some leftover Buffalo Wild Wings. It was pretty good. Although right now my stomach is forgetting the fact that it had food a little bit earlier. So Derek saying burger and some wedges tonight. There you go. That's always good. Always good. AJ Francis getting pulled out of the ring. A big chop there for Moose. Another. Moose throwing him into the steps on the outside there. Moose feeling it right now. And the crowd is too. Moose. Whole crowd behind him. Oh, what is power bomb on the ring apron from AJ Francis to Moose. Moose is definitely going to feel that one tomorrow. Both men rolling in the ring. Cover here from AJ Francis. 1, 2. 2 count. James, I would love that, man. You welcome. Welcome to come on over. AJ Francis now throwing Moose over into that corner. Big splash and clothesline over in that corner. He's about to deliver this knee, and over the top rope he goes, and there's AJ Francis letting the crowd know that he's that guy. Or as the crew on Monday Night Countdown on ESPN would say, he's him. Maybe TNA should give out a Hemi Award. Sean Rousseau saying, I think the Commanders can win, but they have to contain Parsons. Yeah, and that's exactly why the Packers went out and got him, too, because he is a game wrecker. He is a game wrecker. He might be injury prone or dealing with whatever. He might be a nuisance in the locker room, some people report. But let's be honest, we've seen far less talented people get away with far more when it comes to professional sports. So this one's heating up. Headbutt there from Moose. Moose from the top rope. Kept up here from Moose. He's feeling it, getting the crowd behind him. Crowd is chanting Moose, Moose, Moose. They're getting ready for this spear. They think it's coming. Oh, AJ Francis Spear of his own. Use the referee for a shield. 1, 2, and no. Moose kicks out. How did Parsons do? He's going to be a problem for NFC teams, bonus baby. He was a game wrecker. I think he got 1 sack, but, I mean, you can – the pressure that he causes. Ali now was coming in to help A.J. Francis, but it backfired. Ali hit A.J. Francis, and A.J.'s over in the corner. Moose was trying to get him. He does get a Secret Service agent, though. Moose looking for this spear. Let's see if he gets it here. Spear in the middle of the ring. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Moose with the win. Big win over A.J. Francis of First Class. So let's see Moose and Mustafa Ali staring each other down after that one. Mustafa Ali warning Moose as he walks up the ramp. Moose looking good. Let's see here. What did I miss here? James Chadwick saying mint chocolate chip ice cream is my favorite. Let's see what Moose has to say. Moose challenges Mustafa Ali to a match at Victory Road 1-on-1. Let's see if that happens. I'd be down for that match. Bonus, baby. I answered that one. John, I've seen Moose come off the top rope several times. I'm still amazed how he does that. He's so athletic, John. So athletic, man. Derek, I think Parsons' back is just fine now after the $888 million. Yeah, I'm sure that helped his recovery process. Is it wild that Stephanie is not a WrestlePalooza? Yeah. Jameson also had chicken and mushroom pot noodle for lunch. That sounds amazing too, James. Send me a picture of what that looks like because I want to see that. That sounds delicious. Sausage and potatoes for dinner, says Jason. Who are the bodyguards? Wrong answers only. Yeah, y'all have fun with that. Moose versus Ali at Victory Road should be a great match. I would love it. Jason, I mean, it's been reported, Jason, by multiple outlets at this point. I think it's pretty accurate. I think it is true. I'm not a fan of it. I feel like the UK should have gotten one first. I was talking about that earlier, but I feel like the UK should have gotten it first before anyone else internationally. So, just my opinion. James, Brandon, Muttley, Dick Dastardly, Penelope Pitstop. Oh, for the Secret Service agents. Joe Hendry and Eric Young. We're starting off this show pretty hot. Joe Hendry, Eric Young up next. So let me know, folks, who do you have in this match? Do you have Joe Hendry or do you have EY? Let me know in the chat. Do you want to know what sounds better? Low voice, what's that, Melissa? Let's see here. Yeah, so let me know who you have in this match. Also, before I forget, because I will, if you don't mind, folks, please drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, first off, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining us. We do this every week. We are here for TNA Wrestling every week. Every pay-per-view they have, we're here for watch along. We'll be here in a couple weeks when they do Victory Road. Can't wait for that. Yeah, come and join us. Become a part of the family. Conrad, what's up? Everything Pro Wrestling. You guys go subscribe to Conrad's channel. Conrad does a great job covering wrestling, covering gaming, You name it, he does it. If you like AEW, he does a great job breaking AEW down. Someone who's been a fan of AEW since their start, so go check him out. Give him a like on this video and subscribe to his channel, please and thank you. Thank you so much for the like, Conrad. Sean saying Eric Young with shenanigans. John Kessler saying normally I would pick Joe Hendry, but with EY, let's see, that just jumped on me. With EY, there will always be outside interference. Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much. Bonus baby saying Secret Service agents, Boris and Natasha. Actually, I hated Rocky and Bullwinkle. You know, I wouldn't say I hated it, but if there were other things on to watch, I definitely watched other things. I'll just put it like that. That's all I'll say. Hey, no problem, Conrad. Man. It's all family. All family. Jason saying, I'm not a fan of Mania going to Saudi Arabia either. Typically, Triple H essentially takes up residence for 10 days for Mania. I'm concerned about the rest of safety as well. Yeah, I mean, again, without all of the chaos and division in the world, if all things were equal, the UK still deserves it first. Just regardless. That's my take on it. That's my opinion. And you all know what I said to all of you earlier about opinions. I'm willing to admit that my opinion isn't the end all be all. And that I'm not always right. That's just my opinion. If I had the magic pencil and I were able to make a decision on where Mania was, it would not be there. It would be the UK first. But that's just me. I'm probably not alone in that, but that's just my opinion. I just think it's greed at this point. I mean, you're going to make a ton of money in the UK too. So yeah, that's just my opinion. It's all about greed and extra zeros and all that good stuff. We're getting something from the Rascals here. Trey Miguel saying, guess who's back? Trey Miguel is back, folks. The Rascals are whole once again. Trey Miguel is back, folks. All the wrestling companies going to take the WrestleMania week. No, they shouldn't. Bonus baby. John saying 3 Rascals and Jake something. That is going to be a tough one for Jake to win. Yeah. Yeah, that is going to be a tough one to win. But also, it creates an interesting dynamic. They are in the cloud right now, folks. They have blasted off. What is it? What's his name? It's something. This is hilarious. The Rascals are having a lot of fun in the revamped, remodeled treehouse. Things are getting a little cloudy in the room, if you will. Little hazy in the room. So So I'm interested to see the dynamics of the group after the match, because even if they team up against Jake something, they still have to. Two of them are also going to lose. One of them is going to win if Jake something doesn't win it. So who's going to be irritated in the group? How does that happen? So Joe Hendry making his way to the ring. Jedi Warrior saying right there with him, "Are you in the cloud, Jedi Warrior? Are you storing data to the cloud, as in making memories this evening?" The crowd firmly behind Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry making his way to the ring, all smiles, even though he's got a real beef with Eric Young. Eric Young is trying to cleanse TNA of Joe Hendry. We shall see what happens in this match. You know the Northern Armory will be somewhere close by if they're not at ringside. So James said, "I've missed the treehouse." So have I, James. That was good to see. Um, Jedi Warrior saying, "Uploading as we speak." I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Eric Young about to make his way down to the ring, and we're going to get this matchup. Eric Young saying, "Cut the music." And he is joined by the Northern Armory. He's saying, "You're the problem, and you're going to learn the hard way." "This will be your greatest contribution to wrestling," says Eric Young. "This is the end of the line for you," says Eric Young to Joe Hendry. I know Joe Hendry is a face, but do you see him ever as a heel? Yes, I do at some point. Um, Brandon, I do at some point see him turning heel. And I think it will be glorious because I think he can do his songs and that would really pop people. I believe so. Matthew Garcia, not a fan of EY, saying more like Eric Old. Whether it's old Eric, bearded Eric, bald Eric, crazy haired Eric, I'm an EY guy. So I'm all in on EY. I pick him most times he has a match. I feel like he's one of the unsung heroes of TNA Wrestling. Not just right now, but over the years. He's been one of their biggest champions and advocates. And I don't mean in terms of just the titles that he's won, but he's been one of their biggest mouthpieces and voices in the wrestling community about the greatness of TNA. Did the Northern Armory get tossed? What is? Did we get a switch up mid match? So now I guess we're getting Williams against Joe Hendry. Yeah, he pulled the switch. He did. He pulled a switcheroo. Brandon saying Eric Young is 45 years old. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what you trying. Is 45 old to you? Just saying. Joe Hendry now has control of Eric Young. Suplex. Derek saying Eric Young, Nick Young, we Young, Lakes and 5. Oh, man. Joe Hendry feeling it right now. The crowd is behind him. Nope. Williams ducks under that clothesline attempt, but Joe Hendry has him up. AA from Joe Hendry. Let's see, is this the end? Standing ovation, Joe Hendry. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Joe Hendry. Whether it's Eric Young, Hickory Dickory Doc, the mouse ran up the clock, whoever else, Joe Hendry gets the win. Joe Hendry with the win. Over the Northern Army. So EY is going after his 2 flunkies. Yeah, EY can't be happy with that. They clearly had a numbers advantage. Even pulling off some shenanigans mid-match did not matter. What is Eric Young about to do? Oh, he was about to... Icarus stopped him from pile driving Williams. Now he's telling Icarus to do it. Travis Williams is not in a good place right now. Begging and pleading with Icarus not to do this. What decision will Icarus make? He said no, but Eric Young hit him, and Eric Young pile driver to Williams, and he's going to give one to Icarus too. Pile driver to Icarus. Eric Young beating up the Northern Armory. So does that mean that the Northern Armory is no more? That Eric Young will have some new henchmen now? What does this mean? Because this creates a lot of questions. And Eric Young's just dishing out pile drivers. Looking at the crowd now. Wow, Eric Young beating down Icarus and Williams, the Northern Armory. Wow, so what's going to happen next? Does EY form a new group? Is my question. Does he form a new faction? And if so, my question is, who's in his group? Who's in his group? Please let me know in the chat. They're showing a replay last week of Frankie Kazarian picking up a win against Matt Cardona. Now we have Cardona backstage. Uh-oh. Ryan Nemeth is in trouble. James Chadwick saying, dig what I'm saying. I would love that, James. You know it. The Nemeths against the system in the main event. So that should be interesting. We've got Jessie McKay going up against Heather by Elegance. this evening, but we've got this four-way match for a shot at the X Division title at Victory Road coming up next. We've got the Rascals going up against Jake something. That's the best way to put it. So the Rascals going up against Jake something in this match coming up next. Let's see here. I think EY has to. Maybe Jake something and Mance Warner, says John. Jason saying, remember that last week there was a masked wrestler holding a sign saying the cleanse is coming. I also wonder if EY has a new faction. Yeah, it's looking like it. What's up, Hanzo? How are you doing this evening, my friend? Good to see you out for some TNA Wrestling. Hopefully you're having a good week and a good evening. Even though right now it's not evening in your neck of the woods. It's like 1:40 almost. So thank you for joining us so late. And everyone that's joining us internationally, thank you so much for staying up and hanging out with us and giving us an opportunity to watch these shows and have conversations with you. Really appreciate it. So yeah, we're on a break right now. So my first question of the evening has to do with this upcoming match. If there's a person who splits from the Rascals, who will it be? Who will it be? Hanzo saying, all good, man. Yeah, Cena's heading pondside over here, 180 pounds, to meet at Comic-Con. Sold out in the instant. I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. Thank you, James. I really appreciate all of you. Bonus Baby saying, EY bringing in Killer Cross and AOP. That would be tremendous. We don't need cheap viewers, person from Twitch. But thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, so let me know in the chat, who do you think turns on the rest of the group, or do you can go wild card here and tell me you think the group is solid and you won't have someone turn. Jason Stauffer saying Trey Miguel, that's the first name that comes to my mind. I think it's interesting to see how this goes, because this is going to be a fun match. It's going to be a heck of a match because of the athleticism and then the contrast in styles with Jake something. But at the end of the day, you got a whole faction in this match, and somebody has to win and someone has to lose. In this case, three someones have to lose. So how does that happen? James Chadwick saying Myron Reed. There's a reason why I asked you all the question I asked you about EY, because remember a couple weeks ago, Myron Reed had the match against EY, and I think EY might have struck a chord with him. I think he might be a little jaded right now being in a faction, and he may want to go to another faction that he has more of an opportunity to shine on his own. Alisha, I was about to say Alisha Fox. Victoria Crawford. Victoria Crawford podcast. Gia Miller. So James Chadwick. I'm not sure how I feel about this because we know Victoria's connection to Tessa Blanchard, and we know what Tessa did the last time we saw her, the despicable act that it was. Just saying this is pretty unexpected. Victoria saying, how do you feel keeping someone at home alone with no job and no money? She says she's not keeping anyone hostage. Victoria saying she's talking about her friend Tessa being suspended. Gia saying she has no one to blame but herself. Gia mentioning what happened at Slammiversary. That's the last time we saw Tessa in action. Victoria is saying, I expected some forgiveness and mercy. She says she's trashing her career into the ground. Gia saying maybe it's time you get what's coming to you as well. Victoria is just doing way too much right now, in my opinion, for me. But but Gia saying that it's Tessa's fault that Tessa's not there, and it's Victoria's fault too. Jody Threat coming out. Victoria Crawford just called people potato heads, and I'm as confused as Gia Miller just looked. So, um, crowd chanting Gia. So that was interesting. We are still getting the match that's up on the screen right now. So keep those predictions coming, and let me know if you're thinking that one of these folks uh, turns on the rest of the group, because this is an interesting dynamic. So John Kessler saying we all know not all Victoria is not all there. Yeah, that yeah. Jake something making his way down to the ring right now. Just because of the contrast of styles and the size difference, I would love to see Jake something going up against Leon Slater at Victory Road. But let me know in chat, who would you like to see facing off against the X Division champ Leon Slater at Victory Road? Let me know in chat. What's up, Swag fan? How you doing? And speaking of the champ, there he is at the commentary table with Matt Raywalt and Tom Hannafin. So here we go. Here we go. The Rascals. I wonder if they just all come down at one time. Yeah, all three. James saying G is an actual trained wrestler and is good. Not many people know that. That is very true. James. Very true, my friend. So we're getting the Rascals coming down to the ring right now. Swag fan, that swag segment was a bit cringe. Definitely agree with you there. They need to put stuff like that together a little better, have potential. Yeah, I think there are different ways to do that. I just feel like, I mean, I know what Victoria was doing and why she's trying to do it, but I don't think you got to go that over the top, in my opinion. But that's just me. That's just me. I just don't think you got to go all go there. But yeah, Victory Road coming up on Friday, September 26th. We will be here for that. So 2 weeks from tomorrow, come join us for Victory Road, our watch along for that. Should be a good show. They're building towards it right now, so we'll see what we get the rest of this evening and into next week. The Rascals all getting out of the ring at the same time. So who's your pick, folks? Yeah, the Rascals trying to beat down Jake something and take advantage of the numbers game. But again, what happens when you have to pin each other? A lot of teamwork here. Seeing Trey back, and now you add Myron to the mix. It's a lethal team, and they're all looking pretty good right now. But Jake something is back up. Triple super kick. Wow, and what a drop kick. Jake something is back up. Forearm. Jake something with forearms for everyone but Myron Reed. Myron Reed was trying to go for a Rana. Wow. Two Rascals. They took two. Bonus. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm playing this for you because I'm playing it for you and I'm playing it for Derek for agreeing with you. There you go. First giggity of the evening. All three Rascals taking advantage of this numbers game. Yeah, John saying all three Rascals teaming up against Jake. Yeah, but what's going to happen when they got to pin each other? And here we go. Now we're seeing it. Now we're getting a bunch of reversals. Each of them kind of trying to pick their spot here. Here we go. And it's like Zach and Trey are teaming up. But Trey went after Zach even though he was setting them up. Here we go. Myron Reed kick to the back of the head of Trey Miguel. Now he has Trey Miguel up on his shoulders. Oh, what a move there by Myron Reed. He's trying to go for that cover, but Trey Miguel is rolling out of the way. Zachary Wentz back in the ring. Here we go. Zachary Wentz kicks Myron off. Diving off that rope. Cover here. 1, 2, and 2 count for Zachary Wentz. Hi, Andrea. Saying hi, Jeff. I just came home from beginner yoga class. Awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad that you enjoyed it and had a good time. Trey Miguel stomping feet. Drop kicking Zachary Wentz. Jake something, though. Like a horror movie villain back up on that ring apron, just delivering forearms. And now shoulder blocks and sending Trey Miguel halfway across the ring. Good grief. Oh my gosh, Jake something just absolutely decimating Trey Miguel and Myron Reed. Now he's got Zachary Wentz up, going for a power bomb, and he just throws Zachary Wentz at Myron Reed and Trey Miguel, drags Myron Reed to the middle of the ring to cover him, gets a 2 count. Now he's getting Zachary Wentz, 2 count on Zachary Wentz. Wow. Jake something now has his sights set on Trey Miguel, it looks like. Andrea saying Jake something is so strong. I agree. He is really strong. Big dude. Very powerful. Picking Trey Miguel up like he weighs about 5 pounds. Puts him up on his shoulders. Wow. Backbreaker 1, 2, and it takes Zachary Wentz and Myron Reed to break up the count at 2. Wow. Everyone is down in the ring right now. Who's the first one to make it up to their feet? Everyone's kind of, well, we got Zachary Wentz kind of stirring right now. Everyone's starting to get up, try to get to their feet. Zachary Wentz with a forearm for his troubles. So does Myron Reed gets one too. Jake something is tossing Trey Miguel over to the corner like a rag doll, clothesline. And now Jake something is going up on those ropes. Trey Miguel is on the top rope, laying across that top turnbuckle. But he's giving some knees to Jake something. Now he's stepping through the ropes, trying to get Jake something in a power bomb here. Jake something is holding on. And it might take all of the rascals to get it's taking all of them, but they all power bomb Jake something off that second rope. And Jake something is flat out. The rascals, everyone's down right now. Who's going to be the first to take advantage of the situation? Let's see. Let's find out here. Jake something needs something. I know everyone can't be champ, but he needs something. I agree. That and that's you said the exact thing that I always say. Because even when we like people, even when we think they're awesome, they're not always going to be champion. So what's something that they can do to still showcase that person without them needing to be champion? And I agree. I think Jake something needs to he needs to be elevated. He needs to have some more big time matches, I would say. Jake something. Here we go. 1, 2, and Zachary Wentz with the save at the last possible second. Andrea saying, how do you feel about CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth and Becky at WrestlePalooza? I love it. I mean, I'm a fan of AJ Lee being back, so I'm all for it. I'm interested to see it. Zachary Wentz with the cover here. 1, 2, and Trey Miguel pulls Zachary Wentz off of him. Zachary Wentz now trying to pull Trey Miguel out, and Myron Reed dives off that top rope. 1, 2, 3. Myron Reed versus Leon Slater at Victory Road. Myron Reed, while Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz were pulling each other out of the ring, Myron Reed took advantage, and he will now head to Victory Road to go up against Leon Slater for that X Division title. Wow. So let's see. They look like they're okay for now. The referees raising their hand. So everyone looks good for now. Really awesome match there by all 4 competitors. Bonus baby Tom, Jake something, throwing his weight around Matt and everyone else's weight too. Yeah, he was just tossing people. Just throwing people all around. Injury report time. How's everyone feel about the WWE TNA partnership? Has it helped TNA? You know what? That's a great question, Melissa, and I will turn that to everyone in the chat. and say, what do you think? Has it been helpful? Do you feel like the partnership has benefited TNA? Please let me know. Yeah, how does everyone feel about the partnership? I think here's what I would say, Melissa. I think it has definitely benefited TNA in getting more eyes. I think it has increased exposure from a social media standpoint and possibly even helped TNA in the early goings of getting opportunities at negotiating new television contracts. I think that sometimes I've been a little disappointed with WWE stars picking up the wins more often than not. But if that turns in any way, if we start to see TNA kind of change up some momentum, then it kind of goes along with my theory of them kind of building up TNA all along, and TNA kind of getting to the point of saying, you know what, screw this, it's our turf. We're gonna run this. Um, so yeah. Other than that, I've been pretty happy. Um, yeah, that's me. So James saying Stephanie. Let's see. Reveals today that she is not injured, but the reason she is not on TV currently is she is taking English classes. Andrea, I'm looking forward to seeing Myron Reed versus Leon Slater for the X Division Championship at TNA Victory Road. It's going to be awesome. I agree. Conrad saying the partnership feels weird. It helps TNA, but if that rumor is true about the contract, I'm worried about the health of TNA as a business if this is what they had to do. Yeah, I mean, if that rumor is true and they somehow got looped into some contract that gives WWE all these different ways to be in control, then yeah, that's not good. But I don't know. I don't know, and I think here's my take on it, just briefly. I think a lot of people don't want this to work out for a lot of different reasons. You can you can infer with that what you will. I just don't think that a lot of people want this to work out. So I think there's been some truth put out there and a lot of speculation, in my opinion. So I just feel like I feel like we'll know. I feel like we'll know sooner rather than later. I would probably say, um, I'd say around the time of the TV deal, if there's any truth to that rumor, Conrad, that'll be a part of that TV deal announcement. I feel. I'm praying that that's not the case though. Uh, Melissa's saying, I do too. I want the same thing, Conrad. I want them to be an independent company. I don't want them to be under anyone's umbrella. Um, I did want it several years ago when that was the rumor with AEW. I don't want it now that's the rumor with WWE. I don't want that. I want TNA to be on their own, to not have to answer to anyone, to not be under the strings of any other company. Um, just as a TNA fan, I want to see them stand on their own. They've done it for so long. Obviously, we don't know the books, we don't know the budgets, we don't know all that stuff. But if it's financially possible and feasible for them to remain on their own, that's what I want. We're getting Jake something right now. Frankie Kazarian laughing at him. Frankie saying you should change your name to Jake Jobber. Frankie tells him he's in his own way. Frankie saying soon he's going to be the TNA International Champion. He tells Jake to learn from him. Learn from the best. You have all the tools. With me, you'll have the keys. Ask yourself a question. Do you want to finally be something? Think about it. So we had that conversation in chat. We felt like there was something needed for Jake something. Well, maybe this is the something that we've been looking for. So looking forward to that. I mean, say what you will about Frankie, but he's awesome. And he's a TNA OG. So I like that pairing. Jessie McKay going up against Heather by Elegance in this match. Jessie McKay making her way to the ring right now. Swag fan saying I like this. I like it too, man. I like Jake something being paired with Frankie. I feel like he needs someone, and maybe that's the thing that was missing, that he needed someone to be that kind of guiding force, so to speak, to create a monster. Maybe that's what we're going to get with Frankie. Personal concierge, the Iceman, is out at the ring. See John Kessler saying Kazarian recruiting Jake something. That is a great idea. I agree. Is anyone getting ESPN Unlimited to watch the WWE pay-per-view? Melissa, the only way that I watch it is if the pay-per-views are included as a part of my deal with YouTube TV. I can't afford to shell out more money every month. I just can't. Hassan saying he's voting for Jessie McKay. Lil Silver joining us from Twitch. What's up, Lil Silver? Heather by Elegance making her way down to the ring, joined by the personal concierge and M by Elegance. So you gotta be careful if you're Jessie McKay, but at least she has Cassie down there. So, all right, folks, this doesn't happen a lot on Thursdays, but good thing is happening tonight. And let me bring in the man, the myth, the legend. That is Joe. What's up, man?
What's going on? Hello, everybody.
And you're joining us right in time for Jessie McKay versus Heather by Elegance.
I see. Very pink.
Yes, very pink. Very pink.
Yeah, hello, everyone. How are you all? Heard the big news about WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
I shared my thoughts on it.
I would have rather Paris, personally.
Anywhere in the UK other than, I think anywhere in the UK deserved it before Saudi.
Yeah, I agree. I would have thought Paris would have been better. I just wonder, Jeff, how that's going to work with the time. Like, that's going to be like for the United States, which is one of the biggest audiences, if not the biggest audience in the world. And you're going to be watching that at what time of the day? Like, I don't even know what the time difference is.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, Here's the point that I'm at with it. To be honest with you, I don't think they care.
No, it's all about the dollars now. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think at this point they're like, listen, if we go to Saudi and we only have an international audience watching us live, and everyone in the U.S. watches us after the fact, that's fine because all the money that we're gonna make in this time that we're in Saudi for WrestleMania is gonna far outweigh any viewership that we lose. So that's how I think they see it.
Yeah. You're probably right. 11 a.m. Someone said in the chat. Melissa said, "Yeah, I mean, and chances are I'm going to be working, and if, so yeah, like Jeff said, I'm going to have to watch it all after the fact. But yeah, it does appear that they are really going for the money. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm. And what I was saying to everyone earlier, Joe, is I don't necessarily think. In fact, I don't believe that this is a WWE decision. I don't think WWE can make that decision. I think this is a TKO decision.
yeah, I think so
Them,
too.
them trying to make one of their brands more profitable,
Yep,
even at the risk of pricing out the little guy and the
yep,
and the casual fans and even the diehards like ourselves.
yep. Agreed. I think that's a lot of the decisions I think that are being made, unfortunately now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the money.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Ooh, hair pull.
What did I miss? Did I miss the Joe Hendry and Eric Young thing?
You did. So Joe Hendry beat Travis Williams. The
Okay.
match started out with Joe Hendry and Eric Young.
Okay.
They pulled a switcheroo during the match. Didn't
Yep.
matter. Joe Hendry still won. For their troubles, 1, 2, 3, by Elegance.
There you go. Yeah.
Jessie McKay. Wow. So they pulled a switcheroo and Hendry beat Travis Williams, and then Eric Young came in there and beat up Icarus and Travis Williams. So it looks like he's done with the Northern Armory.
Oh,
And
okay.
it doesn't look like the Elegance brand is done with
No, it does not.
Wow.
The concierge doesn't like that.
No.
Yes,
We got Santino.
we do. Here he comes, the director of Atatatai. Triple H tweeted out not long ago, tomorrow he's going to make a huge announcement. I told you we were about to change the game, and we're just getting started.
You can change the game and make it a little bit cheaper for all of us to be able to afford it. That was
How about that? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Wow. So M by Elegance against Cassie Lee up next. So since she wanted to stick her foot in the business of the match, she now has a match of her own, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't necessarily disagree with that, Little Silver, because I wasn't really feeling them as a group with Eric Young. And to be perfectly honest, I wasn't really feeling them when they were with Josh Alexander either. But that's just my personal opinion. So,
yeah, I would kind of agree with that. They never really found their way in either one of those things, and I would agree.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, the other thing you missed was Moose against AJ Francis. That was the first match of the night. Moose ended up winning. Mustafa Ali came out with the Secret Service. He was going to help AJ Francis, but that backfired and ended up costing AJ Francis the win. Moose challenged Mustafa Ali to a one-on-one match at Victory Road, so we'll see what happens there.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it was so this was interesting. This happened right before you hopped on. But we had a 4-way match for the for the number one contendership
Yep.
match at Victory Road. So you had all of the Rascals, including Trey Miguel. He's back now. So Myron Reed, Trey Miguel,
Nice.
and Zachary Wentz going up against Jake something. And as we thought, the Rascals kind of teamed up on Jake something in the beginning, beat him down a little bit, took advantage. And at the very end, they had Jake something down. Zachary Wentz was trying to get in the ring. Trey Miguel pulled him out. Trey Miguel tried to get in the ring. Zachary Wentz pulled him out. All the while, Myron Reed's just going up to the top, gets his finisher, 1, 2, 3. So he earns the shot at Leon Slater. And that should be a fire match. But then after that, Joe, we got a shot of Jake something in the back. And Frankie Kazarian was standing in the hallway, and he said, listen, are you ready to be something? Well, if you are, you need to learn from me. You need to, follow my lead, basically. Come work with me, basically. So we may get a pairing of Frankie Kazarian and Jake something at some point soon. And it was funny because there were a few people in the chat saying Jake something needs something different. He needs a change. So this might be the change that people were talking about. So,
okay. Yeah, that'd be cool.
There's a weird segment with Victoria Crawford and Gia Miller. Gia Miller, basically following up on the whole thing with Tessa.
Yeah.
And Victoria was just basically over the top, like, why can't you just forgive my friend and let her come back and all this stuff? And Gia was basically like, it's her fault that she's not here, and it's your fault that the whole thing happened too. So,
wow, okay.
We'll see what the developments are with Gia and Victoria going forward, and Tessa for that matter, because
interesting,
she's still out there. So,
interesting. A lot of stuff happening here.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're getting a tag match at Victory Road with the Elegance brand against the Inspiration. Yeah, that would seem so.
Yeah, very monkey.
Shocked the Northern Armory was breaking up. They've only just got matching ring gear. The bunny is training again.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, James is ready to score the show 10 out of 10 because
Gia Miller.
Yeah.
Not surprising, James. I was listening to Busted Open, and they had Tommy Dreamer and LaGreca had their top 10 most surprising returns of all time.
Okay.
In wrestling, because of oh god,
AJ Lee.
AJ, yes, thank you. Yeah, because of AJ, it was pretty cool. They had a lot of good ones on there, but I was surprised at both of them. I mean, they went back, like Tommy Dreamer had Tommy Rich, so they went back to like some classic stuff. But one of them that I thought for sure I'd hear one of them mention was Bray's return. When he came back, and neither one of them had that mentioned, and I was kind of surprised. I really thought that certainly would make my list.
Mine too.
But they both mentioned, of course, Punk in AEW when he came back to wrestling. A bunch of them mentioned Lesnar. It was like kind of the usual names and stuff like that, but. One of them mentioned Bret Hart when he showed up in after he left WCW, and he showed back up in WWE as a return. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that Bray was left out of that, especially with the anticipation. Now, maybe it's because they were doing shocking / surprising returns, and Bray's you knew was kind of coming because you had all the cryptic messages and stuff like that and the rabbit and everything. So you kind of knew that it was coming, but I still would say that was one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Especially the way the crowd reacted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Did any of them say Sting at all? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Because you could argue that Sting had 3 of the most shocking moments.
Yep.
When he
Sting was
showed up,
mentioned.
in WWE,
Yep.
when he showed up in TNA,
Yep.
and when he showed up in AEW, you could argue that he had 3.
They mentioned Lex Luger for one too.
When he showed up on WCW the night
Yeah.
after he was on a house show for WWE.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So whenever we get this tag match, I don't know if we're getting it at Victory Road or if this is going to be at Bound for Glory, but I'm excited to see this because I want to see if they do the thing with the inspiration and they put the titles back on them, Joe.
I could see that.
I think we're getting a good build up to whatever we get whenever we get it, though, because having them do this, and I mean, it's been going on for a little bit, so so this is good now that there are stakes on this. So,
yeah, James, they did have Edge's Rumble 2020 return. Yep.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yep. Even though they followed that up by saying that happened pretty much right before COVID, when COVID shut everything down shortly after that. But yeah, they mentioned that.
At the risk of starting an argument, Joe, I'm going to ask a question. It may be a little controversial, but I want to ask you and the rest of the chat this question. Which CM Punk return was bigger? His WWE return or his initial return to wrestling after a while in AEW? Which was bigger?
That's a hard one. They were. It's funny you mentioned that because they were actually discussing that because I think Dreamer asked LaGreca that same exact question or very similar to it because he said, "Which one do you think was the bigger return?" Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he came, and I think LaGreca said AEW because that was when he came back to wrestling. Period. Mm-hmm. Because he was out for so long, he didn't think he was coming back at all. And he says, he said, well, the WWE one was huge, but he thinks the AEW one was bigger. I kind of agree with that. I would give the edge, I think, to the AEW one a little bit because I think it was better. I think it was hidden a little bit better. And it definitely wasn't as expected, I think. And that makes for a really, really fun return. So,
and given the fact that we didn't know that he was ever going to wrestle again.
Right. Yep.
And he came to AEW, and I think at a time where they needed him, they needed a little more legitimacy.
Yep.
Not that they weren't legitimate, but they needed another name, and he added that. So I would say, again, I agree with James. Both are great because on the flip side, no one ever thought he'd end back up in WWE.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, he did. So
yeah,
I think both are huge, but I think him coming back to wrestling is the bigger one because we never knew that we'd ever get CM Punk again. And, feel how you want to feel about him, but he's one of the best names in wrestling ever, one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
Yep. Those lists are fun, man. You can do those all day. They're fun to talk about.
And I want to bring those back like we did before. What we might
we were doing them on Twitch.
Yeah, what we might do is still do it there and then just pull that video from there and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So yeah, we might do that. So
quick little countdowns. I mean, I think there's the one I listened to took probably all of 20 minutes.
Yeah,
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Here we go with Steve Macklin.
Yeah, Macklin. Victory Road is when? Not that long ago from now. Yeah, a couple of weeks.
September 26th.
I was going to say day after my birthday.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow.
That's the last big one before Bound for Glory. Jeffy, here we're going to get a heat wave.
Oh my goodness! Really?
We're literally getting 90s back, which is nuts. Thought it was turning to fall. It was in the 40s for a little bit at night. Now we're going back up.
Gee.
Tyler Breeze on NXT on Tuesday. There you go. Your time is running out.
Mm.
King Nothing. Oh. I like King Nothing. That's a good Metallica song, actually.
Frankie might have his bark might have been a little bit bigger than his bite.
Yep. Biggest return. Oh, we're going to hear from Mike Santana is going to be in action coming up.
Yeah, up next. Yeah. John G, we don't take off for being late, my friend. Just glad.
Yeah, you don't lose points.
You don't lose points.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
You're here.
There's a football game going on. Who is it? Packers and Packers 14-0.
Yeah, Packers Commanders. That's right, Barry Monkey.
Biggest return ever would be if Johnny Swinger turned up at Bound for Glory. That'd be a good one.
Joe, we did see a little glimpse into the treehouse this evening.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who made a little tease on X that I saw yesterday? Was Taya Valkyrie.
Really?
Referring back to her days in TNA in a post that she had. I'm like, yeah.
Here, at the risk of sounding like one of those know-it-alls who feels like, and we talked about opinions earlier, but at the risk of sounding like a know-it-all, and I don't have control of anyone's career, I just think, for me, in my opinion, I wish you would have stayed in TNA. I get that maybe she was like, hey, this is a great opportunity for me.
Sure.
And, and for her husband as well, and for them to be able to work together. And, you can't knock that. But I think from a fan standpoint, knowing how talented she is and seeing what she's done in the past, I really wish she would have stayed there, because I feel like she would be great there. And same with Deanna.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would agree. Have Bobby Roode return on Tuesday night. I wish both Taya and Deanna would come back. Look, I mean, Taya was absolutely killing it. Taya was involved in that little thing with Rosemary, and that's what ended up getting her out of having when she left TNA, obviously. But yeah, I mean, both were. Deanna was just always involved. She either had the title or was involved in the title picture. I would. If they ever do decide, I would love to see them come back. Somebody got hurt in a football game? Taya shot Johnny Bravo and went to jail.
Hey, we don't talk about that around here.
Yeah, we can't speak of that.
We can't talk about that.
That's a
statute of limitations and all.
Yeah, we can't speak about that.
Yeah. John, if you didn't listen to us back in the day, one of the folks that have been with us for a while in the chat can fill you in. We had a lot of fun with that story.
Yeah, that was the good old days.
James.
No comment. He wants a stipulation.
Us too, Conrad. Us too.
Yeah, same here.
Those were good days, man. Even though the world was shut down, we knew we would get Wrestle House on a Thursday and be able to laugh a little bit.
A no DQ match.
Oh,
Oh, he's going to pick a referee. Indy Hartwell's the referee.
oh, uh-oh.
That's the look of bias.
Iceman is about to break because Santino's hilarious.
He's going to explode.
Mm. Wow. Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh, man.
They're like, dude, you need to shut up because you getting us smoke we don't want. So here's a question, Joe. Thinking about the good old days. Who is your favorite Wrestle House character? Who had your favorite moments in Wrestle House?
Who cracked me up in there was Chris freaking Sabin.
I was gonna say he was awesome.
I never would have thought Chris Sabin would have been that funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved everything about that. They were hilarious, man.
Yeah, they were.
They were hilarious. I mean, obviously, I could be very biased and say Rosemary because she was great in those too. But yeah, Chris Sabin really surprised me with the comedy and stuff like that. I never saw him being that way.
Yeah. Yeah, he was awesome. Here we go, Joe. Mike Santana making his way down to the ring.
What's up, Clay? How are you doing?
Yeah, what's up? And here's the thing. If you're just joining us and you're like, what the heck are you guys talking about? What the heck is Wrestle House? Do yourself a favor. Look it up on YouTube. It was during the pandemic, but they did like a reality TV show basically with a bunch of wrestlers in the house. It was awesome. Go check it out. If you're a newer fan to TNA, you want to see some of the fun stuff that Impact did during that time, go check that out.
Yeah, I missed that. Conrad's mentioned Johnny Swinger. Oh, yeah. I mean, Johnny Swinger, when he had the casino, I love that. That was
Swingers Palace. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Swingers Palace was awesome.
Oh, Trick is there.
Oh, yeah, he is. Johnny Bravo. Oh, boy.
So much for that injury that Trick has.
Oh, he throws him over the fence.
Oh, man.
I don't think we're getting this match.
I don't think so either, unless things get broken up real quick.
somehow I kind of don't think that little nerdy dude is going to stop Trick Williams from getting back over there.
I don't think any of those guys can stop either one of these.
No,
Yeah. I'm just waiting for all hell to break loose again.
Especially the nerdy dude in the glasses. I'm like, yeah, no, like. All right, well, so much for that.
They better be glad that those guys were cooperating, we'll say. Because, yeah, there's no way.
Yes.
Man, so add another break. And, Joe, what I've been doing over the past few weeks is just during the breaks asking questions, different questions. So it can be wrestling related, not wrestling related. But you got any questions you want to ask the folks tonight? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, it's getting to be spooky season. So, and I know I just watched Weapons, Jeff.
How was that?
So many, that director.
And I thought you weren't going to watch that.
Well, I heard a little more about it, and I'm like, okay, it's not really possessed kids. It was something different. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it a watch. But the director is very, very good with jump scares. Like very, very good with jump scares. He's the same director who did the movie Barbarian. So it was. I like how they did it. It was very much an anthology with a bunch of different people's stories. So you had a story of the teacher, a story of the principal, a story of other people. It was done very well, but the jump scares in it were, I mean, holy. And I'm sitting there and it's like, I get just stuff I didn't expect.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's very different. And I like the way they did it in the anthology style. So it's out on VOD already, which is crazy because it's still in the theater.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Paramount wanting to make a bid to buy Warner Brothers and Discovery.
That's insane.
But yeah, anyway, I like Ghostface. We'll ask you all, what is your favorite spooky movie? What is your favorite scary movie? If you don't like scary movies, what is your favorite, let's say, thriller? Let's say like a thriller. If you don't like horror in particular, maybe you like a thriller movie like Silence of the Lambs, or maybe Seven. Like Seven to me would be considered like a thriller. Funny that you mentioned G-Force, and on Monday morning, the G-Force opening credits clip was in my YouTube. Oh, see that? See that? Melissa says Hocus Pocus. Sean Rousset says Scream, the original one. Ghostbusters. That's a great movie. The original's a great movie.
That's a great movie. I saw that one in the theater.
Me too, actually. Yeah.
I saw both the first two in the theater.
The library scene at the very beginning was kind of creepy in Ghostbusters.
It was.
Actually.
Yeah, it was.
Halloween, the original, classic, or Scream, the original.
It's funny though, Joe, because like I tell my kids a lot, because they're, especially my son, he's 10 now and he thinks he's a teenager. And he's like, Dad, I really want to watch this movie. I can handle it. I promise you I can handle it. I'm like, dude, there's no way that you can handle it, because I know the stuff that we watched as kids, and there's no way in the world I'm ever letting you watch anything like that at this point in your life. There's just no way.
Yep. Scared me as a kid, the library moment. Yeah, the library moment had a good jump scare in it, man. That was and those that are saying Halloween, are you all going to play the game when it comes out next year? Because, man, am I excited to do that. I may try my hand at game streaming at that point. It looks so good, and it looks like they're doing such a cool job with it. I'm very, very, very excited for that because I think it's going to be amazing. That they're just putting a lot of love into it, and they also, Jeff, it's not only just a multiplayer, which anybody can do that, but they're doing a single player mode where you play as Michael. And it's going to have you're going to go through different parts that weren't necessarily in the film. They're working right with John Carpenter. So there's going to be some scenes like in the asylum before Michael escaped and all this kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool, man. They're building the lore out. So I'm really excited for that. Alien, the original Alien, John. Yeah. Creepy movie, man. Creepy movie. Sixth Sense. Oh, thrillers. Yeah. Sixth Sense is a great movie. Although I can say this, I never saw the film and I guessed the ending. I guessed the ending. We're sitting in a family room watching it. I believe I was with my wife's family at the time. And I came out and said, I'm betting that Bruce Willis is dead, that he was never alive. And yep, I guessed the ending. I guessed the big twist.
You guessed it.
I did.
I will say this. They got me.
Did they? Yeah.
They got me. Yeah, they got me.
Yeah, I think what made me realize it, Jeff, was when they were eating, when him and the wife were eating. Yeah. And if you watch very closely, like the wife was really not paying attention to him whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and then you harken back to the beginning and how it started. And I'm like, I bet any amount of money he's dead. And sure enough, I was right. Yeah, but see all those thriller movies that M. Night has done, and now some of them he kind of crapped the bed with. Let's face it, but a lot of his
Signs was pretty good.
Signs was fantastic.
I really enjoyed Signs.
Yeah, Signs was fantastic. And then, like I said, he had some that were not so good. Not so. I just watched Devil, the one where they were all stuck in the elevator.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Underrated. Yeah. I feel like that's underrated.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And then the one with the creepy, where the kids go visit the grandparents on the farm, and they weren't actually their grandparents. They were these escaped mental patients or something like that. Oh my God.
Oh, I know. I know what you're talking about.
That one's creepy too.
Yeah.
Clown in a Cornfield. I've not seen it. I've not seen it, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I thought it was good. It's one of those movies that obviously, it doesn't have the budget that the big movies do. But it's one of those films that can grow a cult following and have a few sequels made and, do quite well.
Yeah, I heard good things about that. Wolfen with Wolfen. My mom had the novel of that actually. Jeff, I just watched Terrifier 3.
Was that the first time you saw it?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
My God, the gore in that film.
Yeah.
Oh, like over the top. Over the top.
Yeah.
And then it was and they're doing one more and that's it. They're doing one more Terrifier and they're done. Yeah. Said it won't be the last appearance probably of Art, but the last Terrifier 4 is going to be the end of it. So I just watched it. Just came on Paramount. Is it on? No, Peacock. It was actually on Peacock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's intense, man.
Yeah, it really. Yeah, the gore was nuts, dude. The shower scene. Holy man. It was like,
man.
Oh my God.
All right, but here's the question though: does anything in 3 beat the one scene in 2? And you know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
let's just call it a 5-10 split. That. Well, I mean, between the fact that he basically almost did the same thing with the guy this time, and they weren't afraid of showing the male parts when he was doing it. So, it was. But no, the other part in 2 And then Jeff, the part where the mom comes home and the daughter's there. Oh my God. Like, just insane. Just insane. But yeah, like that's, and it's so, you watch, you see that the actor who plays Art, you would never in a million years think that person would be that character.
No.
He seems like such a low key, nice dude.
Yeah.
Like you'd never ever think he'd play, but yeah, it's
and he played the Grinch in the meme.
He did.
One.
Yeah, he did. He did. Excited for the Halloween game. I'm happy it's single player. Yeah, me too. I'm really excited. I am, like I said, I've never done game streaming. I almost tried it with Friday the 13th. But I very well may give it a shot. Because I definitely can do it from my PlayStation. My computer wouldn't handle it. Because my computer's old, but I know I can do it straight from the PlayStation, so I may give it a shot when that comes out next year, because I think that'll be fun. But yeah, I'm
Joe, somebody brought this up earlier, but they were talking about how, like, basically overnight the system went from being these hated heels, to these loved faces.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think that switch was? Like, when do you think that happened, and how do you think that happened?
That's a great question, because I don't even like it. Almost like it happened overnight.
Yeah,
like just out of nowhere. The next thing you know, like I think it probably happened when Moose lost the title, and then of course he went over and he shook hands. And everything like that. I think that's probably when it happened. Because that's when Moose, ended up becoming more of a face after that. And I think that's probably when the rest of them followed suit. But that's when I would say when he lost to Leon, and really went over and congratulated Leon Slater and everything like that. I think that was probably the turning point.
I think it was even leading up to that too, when Dark State started coming over.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think for me, that was a turning point, because they're basically defending the honor of TNA, and they're the biggest, hottest faction, and it just makes sense for them to go up against NXT. And I feel like the crowd was like, "Hey, they got our back," so
yeah.
Theirs.
M. Night is either 100% Sixth Sense signs or the Village. I didn't mind the Village. I didn't mind it. It was a little creepy. It was the ending was very weird. But to be honest with you, the reason I didn't mind it is because I lived near enough to a place called Trexlertown, where they have an animal an animal preservation place. It's almost kind of like a zoo in a way, but the animals kind of roam around free there, and that's what it reminded me of. And I think that's what he based that movie on. So all those people that were living in that place was a place where they weren't supposed to be living. So I kind of liked it, but The Happening was terrible. Really I was excited for that. The Lady in the Water was also awful. So no, you're right. He's very up and down. His newest film, which is the one with the rock concert, the father taking the daughter to the rock concert. I really thought that was an amazing premise, but he failed at it. He failed at it. And I think it's because that movie seemed like it had several endings, and they should have just ended it right off the start. They shouldn't have just kept going. You're right. They shouldn't have kept going and kept going and kept going. The more they kept going, it became stupid. Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree. Pet Sematary is creepy as shit. And the reason it's creepy is because of the scene where that little boy gets hit by the truck. That is like every parent's worst nightmare. And when you see that, the father, oh my God, like that, terrifying. That and the girl that's in that room. Oh man. Yeah. Terrifying. The remake I didn't see, and you know what? Honestly, Matthew, I probably won't. That's one of those films that, to me, I could never watch a remake and find it any better. Because I think that's the movie was terrifying, and I think it was done perfectly. And I would not watch a remake of it simply because of the fact that I think it was just too good. So, yeah, I would not watch. I would never watch a remake of that. Just see, Jeff, there's a movie coming out about Ed Gein.
Yeah, I did see that.
That's going to be very interesting because supposedly that led to the people who made Psycho, the people that made Silence of the Lambs, and of course Texas Chainsaw. But but this is real. This is really happened. So that's gonna be something disturbing if you like that kind of stuff to watch.
Yeah.
Candyman.
Yeah.
Candyman's a great series. Jeff's a big fan of that. Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Man, to be honest, I wish they would have stopped at the second. I liked the remake or the reimagining of it. I did like that. But for the originals, I wish they would have stopped at the second. Because I feel like by the third one, they didn't do anything new or different much with the character. And it was basically recycling some of the story. So, but the original, one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
The original Psycho, black and white Psycho. Oh, yeah. Classic. And I loved Psycho, too. When they brought it back after all those years.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, I loved Psycho, too. 3 was kind of meh. 4 was a weird one because it was all him on the phone. They had like a phone, and that's hard to find now. I wanted to rewatch that, and it's all him basically telling the story of when he was a child, which I think I've only ever seen it once. I rented it from a video store, but no, Psycho is the remake I didn't like, but I did like the TV series with the mom and the boy Bates and stuff. Motel. Yeah, Bates Motel I thought was excellent.
Yeah, Freddie Highmore.
Yep, I really enjoyed that. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I did not see the new one. I think it's coming out soon to watch in some capacity. I don't know where. Probably Peacock as well. Yeah. But no, I didn't see the new one. I've seen all the other ones. Ed Gein movie is called Monster. Yeah. I'm gonna probably end up watching that. We Embrace the Future. You know what movies I thought were very creepy too, Jeff? And this is I think it's an underrated series, is Phantasm.
Yeah.
The original and the second one. After that, they got stupid.
Yeah.
But the original and the second one were creepy, dude. That guy, they called him Tall Man. Oh, man. Angus Scrim, he's a scary dude, man.
Yeah, he was scary.
I saw him at conventions that I've gone to. He is a huge man. I obviously passed away, but he was a huge guy, and he was scary in those films.
Yeah.
But that goes back to what I always say, Jeff, and that's some of the best horror films that are ever made that were so creepy were those ones in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
The 70s and late 70s, you could almost watch anything from that decade, and they are some of the scariest horror films you'll ever see.
Yep.
Just because of the aesthetics, they used practical effects. There wasn't a lot of special effects then, and the music and all that kind of stuff.
The lighting.
Yeah, just very, very creepy. Very creepy movies.
Man, I need Ryan Nemeth to get his butt kicked.
Yeah, don't we all? My brother.
Oh, good save there by Eddie.
Eddie and Brian Myers. No facial prosthetic. The tall man was just a weird look. Yeah, no, that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Now, I did hear that people people I know that met him and got his autograph and stuff like that said he was very nice. Very, very kind man and stuff like that. But yeah, dude, the setting for that, it took place in a mortuary. Oh, yeah. Well, The Exorcist, Joe saw that when he was much too young. And and that turned me off of Possession for the rest of my life. I won't watch the remake. I will not. With that spider walking business, no freaking way would I watch the remake of that.
You're not missing much, Joe.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
As a matter of fact, they actually scrapped the plans for the rest of the trilogy.
The newer remake you're talking about. I was talking about the one that had the added scenes of the spider walk down in the original. I heard the remake was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the remake I heard was off. They basically just did the same story, but they used 2 girls instead of 1.
Instead of 1, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
The Omen I liked. Creepy, but I did like The Omen. I also liked, and not too many people did, was Damien Omen 3. I like that one. I like that one. You know what else is a good scary one too, Jeff? Is Exorcist 3.
Yeah.
Where it takes place in that asylum thing.
Asylum, yeah.
That one scene, Jeff, in that film's one of the scariest ass scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When that thing comes chasing him across the freaking hall, I almost jumped out of my seat.
Yep. That's one of the best jump scares ever.
Oh my God. I was like, dear Lord, no, I was not expecting it. And I was like, oh.
2. Nick Nemeth kicks out.
The Long Walk looks good. You're talking about the one where they have to, that's a Stephen King story, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm excited for the prequel to It that's coming out on the series. That looks very good.
Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, it looks very good. The clown's in it and stuff from the movie, but it looks like it's going to be like origin story and stuff. And then I'm excited. Looks good. I'm looking forward to that. Eddie gets to cover up, roll them over the other direction, gets it. Ooh, that was close. Famouser.
Oh.
1, 2, nope, kicked out at 2. Yeah, my mom, Swack fan, had the novel for The Exorcist as well. My mom used to read all these creepy horror books, and I'll be honest, I wish she kept them because would they be worth money? She had the original novel for Halloween, which had the pumpkin thing on the front with the knife, but on the back of the novel had a guy dressed up in a goat sheet with a pumpkin on his head holding a knife. And that book now goes for about $500 or $600 for a paperback that probably cost her $3. But I wish she would have hung on to them.
Oh. Headbutt from Nick Nemeth.
Yeah. Oh, Eddie with the cover. 1, 2. Nope. Saved by Ryan. Sat through the 2006 version of The Omen only because Julia Stiles makes me feel fuzzy.
Joe.
Yeah, she did, Swack fan. She had a lot of those old novels, the horror book novels. She had The Howling. She had a horror movie called Grizzly, which was about a grizzly bear and stuff like that, like this mammoth grizzly bear. She had Jaws, the original Jaws novel. She did. Those books are all worth so much. Oh, here come the great hands. Edwards wipes him out. Yeah, I really wish you'd have kept all those books, man. I would have just, and not even so much to sell them. I would have loved to read them. Danger Zone from Nemeth, and that is probably going to be the end. Yep. So, Order 4 costs the system, and Mustafa is standing up on stage, waving at the system.
They're really wreaking havoc across the roster.
Yeah, right.
And I like that. Oh, don't give this clown a microphone.
Oh, God. My brother.
No, boo.
And that's not all. Original Christine novel. It's a great movie, too. Nick says, shut up when we're talking. Oh, they're invoking their rematch for the titles. That going to happen at Victory Road? Oh, watch what you ask for. Here come the Hardys. Is that going to be for the pay-per-view?
I think we get this at Victory Road.
Yeah. Brian Nemeths, everyone's least favorite jerk. Yes.
Look at Nick.
Yeah, I know, right? I you know what? I liked Nick's run when he first got here, but he is so much better as a heel.
Yeah, I love him as a heel.
Oh, they're coming in, and the Nemeths are running out.
Yeah, of course.
Did Ryan say they're invoking next week? I don't know. Did I hear something about next week? I thought in there.
I don't know if he meant at Victory Road or.
Yeah, would seem like it would be a pay-per-view.
Yeah. All right, man.
There you go.
That's good.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Man.
Did you see Christine Swag Fans? Great film. One of John Carpenter's best, I think. Great movie. Yeah, good deal. So there you go. There is the show for tonight. Thank you all for coming out and obviously joining Jeff and the participation and all that kind of stuff too. Thank you all for doing that. We appreciate it. Make sure that if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Make sure you drop a like on the video as well. And what do we got coming up, Jeff? We doing anything Sunday?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna do. We'll do Between the Ropes on Sunday, and then just keep an eye out on the channel. Hit the notification bell too, because we might start doing dropping some of these little things, like that list we were talking about and stuff like that. I think things like that would be fun. Again, we talked about it on Between the Ropes on Sunday. But don't forget, if you have any suggestions for, we were thinking of doing like classic wrestling something. No, not necessarily a watch along because, people can go back and watch a lot of that stuff, but a lot of people did. So not necessarily maybe something like that, but maybe just like an hour long thing or something where we could do something about a classic wrestling, talk about a match or about a certain wrestler or something like that. So if there's anything you want to see in that respect, let us know, because we want to, we'd appreciate it. Want to hear from you. Giving the show an 8.7 out of 10. See you next Thursday. Have a great weekend. Yeah, you too, John. Yeah, get your scores in, obviously, for the show. I can't really score it all together because I missed the beginning. But yeah, give us your scores for the show tonight. And then we'll be back on Sunday. No wrestling going on Sunday, so we'll be back at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday.
This week and do earlier this week.
Yeah. That's right. We're starting early. Here I am forgetting about it. Yeah, we could do that. What time do you want to start? You want to start at 7?
7:30.
7:30. 7:30 sounds good. All right, so there you go. So 7:30 for Between the Ropes. We did say we were gonna do it earlier. So 7:30 for Between the Ropes. Join us for that. We'll go over all the news, all the stuff. Well, obviously we had another big thing with AJ Lee and Seth and Becky. So we'll go over all that. We'll go over the stuff that's happening on SmackDown and all the other wrestling shows. As well, and all the news and everything too. So join us at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday. 8.5 says Swag Fan. Sean says 9 out of 10. John G says 9 out of 10. Heather, pretty decent show. But dang man, that G and Victoria segment killed me. They need to drop that segment like a hot rock. 8.5 like the LinkedIn. Oh my goodness, bonus baby. That's all my that's a Derek comment.
You know what? You know what?
You win the Derek comment of the night, bonus baby. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Jeff, I can't obviously I can't score it fully because I only saw the end, but go right ahead, man. What were your thoughts on the show?
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. Aside from the segment that I mentioned earlier that I wasn't really a fan of, I thought it was a really good show. I think 8.5, 8.75 is a good score.
Okay.
I think that's a fair score, and I think that's where I'm going to go. I think I'll say 8.75.
Okay.
I thought it was good. I didn't like the cop out with Santana. I feel like that was a cop out.
Mm.
I feel like, if you're gonna say Mike Santana in action, have Trick come in at the end of the match. Don't give us something. Give us something. But hey, it is what it is. We don't always get what we want. But I did. I thought it was a good show. I'm interested to see what they do next week, continuing that build to Victory Road. And I'm curious to see what this thing with Jake Something and Frankie Kazarian is going to turn into, because I have a sneaking suspicion that Jake Something will be the reason that Frankie Kazarian will win the international title.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
my prediction.
All right. Derek is a mod now. He has to behave. Nah, Derek can never behave. Can never behave. James says he wishes. Oh, man. Well, good stuff.
What's behaving anyway?
Right? Behaving's overrated. Well, there you go, guys. As always, thank you for joining Jeff, for the show tonight. We appreciate it. Make sure you all check out the System's new theme song on TNA Wrestling's YouTube channel. System's new theme song and entrance video featuring Chris Bay and TZ Jones. Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That's cool. But yeah, so we will be back on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So come out and join us, where we will talk all of the wrestling news from the week, and we'll talk about the big promos and stuff like that. Obviously, we have SmackDown tomorrow. We'll talk about all the news and stuff and everything as well. We'll do some sell or no sell. We'll do some favorite moments and all that good stuff on the show. So come out and join us at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know our schedule. Fireflies Forever, unfortunately, had to cancel this week, but we will be back next Tuesday with that at 6 o'clock p.m. So we'll be back for that. And then, of course, right back here next Thursday as we get closer and closer to Victory Road. All right, all. I hope you have a great one. One thing I will just say is please keep in mind, it's obviously today, and I almost forgot. Which is very bad on me. But please keep everyone in mind, all the people who lost their lives on this day. Of course, 9/11. I still remember back to what I was doing on that day and everything like that. So obviously, for all the people that were in that and lost their lives and families and stuff like that, and also the first responders and everything that did too. Very somber day in America, and they put up a picture of the towers and stuff with the lights and saying "Never forget," and that's that's very true. Obviously, so just keep all those people in mind for this day, obviously. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us for the night. We appreciate it. Thank you all for coming out, and we hope to see you all on Between the Ropes on Saturday or Sunday, rather, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please stay safe, be kind to one another always, and hopefully we will see you all on our next show on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great one, guys, and we will talk to you all soon. Good night, everybody.